Ever get completely, like, mesmerized by a piece of music where it's not just background noise, but, like, it's telling a story you don't quite understand but need to?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt the first time I heard Indian classical music.
Yeah.
So to unpack this intricate and beautiful art form we're diving into, learn Raag and Taal basics
Yeah.
of Indian classical music
Oh, yeah.
to, like, really break it down.
For sure. It's the perfect place to start.
Yeah?
This document acts as our guide to understanding the building blocks of this tradition. Raags, which are the melodic systems, and Taals, the rhythmic cycles.
Okay.
They're like the DNA of Indian classical music.
DNA. I like that.
Yeah.
And according to this document, we're talking 85 main rags
Right.
and 6 important Taals.
Yeah.
Talk about a complex musical code to crack.
It's a lot.
But before we get overwhelmed,
Sure.
let's start with rags.
Oh, okay.
What makes them so unique?
Well, think of a rag as a specific set of rules that creates a distinct musical personality, a mood, an entire vibe, really. It's not just about hitting the right notes. It's about how you navigate those notes within the rag structure.
So it's like each rag has its own blueprint then.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
Yeah, and this document provides a sort of cheat sheet for understanding these blueprints.
I like it.
They use a table that breaks down the key elements of a rag.
Okay.
2 of the most fundamental are the Aroh and Aroh.
Okay.
Basically, the ascending and descending patterns of notes. Think of them like musical staircases within the rag.
So you're saying there's a right and a wrong way to go up and down this musical staircase, depending on the rag.
Exactly. Each rag has a specific melodic contour defined by its Aroh and Aroh.
Okay.
These patterns create the rag's unique character and emotional impact.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So it's not just what notes you play, it's also the order and direction you play them in that defines the rag.
You got it.
What else is in this rag blueprint?
Well, we've talked about how each rag creates a specific vibe,
Right.
but how do you tell one from another when you hear them?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's where the picad comes in.
The picad.
Imagine it as the rag's sonic signature, like a fingerprint you could hear.
Okay.
It's a unique phrase of notes that instantly identifies it.
So if the Aroh and Aroh are the musical staircases, the picad is like the welcome mat that tells you exactly which rag's house you're entering.
I like that.
This is blowing my mind.
It's incredibly intricate, but also beautifully structured. And it gets even more fascinating.
Okay, lay it on me.
Remember how we said each rag has a unique personality?
Totally. It's like each one has its own story to tell.
Well, every story needs its main characters.
True.
In a rag, these are the vadi and samvadi,
Okay.
the most important notes that give it its distinct flavor.
Got it.
Think of them like the lead actors in a play.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more about these musical protagonists.
Okay, so the vadi is the star of the show, the most emphasized note. It's like the emotional core of the rag, the note that really grabs your attention and makes you feel something.
Okay, so Vadi is the lead. Then what about the Samvadi, the supporting role? What's their job in this musical drama?
Oh, it's a good one. The samvadi, it's like the best supporting actor, you know,
Okay.
complementing the vadi, adding depth and complexity to the rag's overall feel.
Okay.
You see, it's the interplay between these 2 notes, the way they weave together, that really creates the magic.
It's like a musical conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Where one voice leads and the other responds, creating this beautiful dialogue that draws you in.
You got it.
I'm with you.
And here's where it gets even cooler.
Okay.
Remember how this document mentioned each rag belonging to a specific that,
Yeah.
like a musical family?
Yeah, it's like they have their own ancestry, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
Well, the vadi and samvadi notes actually play a key role in determining which that a rag belongs to.
Oh, wow.
It's like their genetic makeup influences the overall sound and character of the rag.
So to sum up so far,
Yeah.
we've got the Aroh and Aroh,
Hmm.
the musical staircases,
Right.
the picad like a sonic fingerprint,
Yes.
and then the Vadi and Samvadi, the lead actors in this whole musical drama,
Exactly.
all influenced by their musical lineage.
Their family background.
Did I get that right?
You're a natural.
Okay, cool.
Now imagine all of that layered onto something even more mind-blowing.
Okay.
Traditionally, each rag is meant to be performed at a specific time of day or night.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Indian classical music is all about connecting to nature,
Okay.
to the rhythms of the universe.
Mhm.
So you have rags meant to be performed at dawn, others at dusk, some for the deep night, each evoking a different mood that aligns with that particular time.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So it's like each rag becomes a soundtrack to a specific time and feeling.
Exactly.
Oh.
Imagine listening to a Raag associated with sunrise as the first rays of light hit the sky, or experiencing the melancholy beauty of a Raag meant for a moonlit night.
Okay.
It adds a whole other layer of depth to the music.
This is blowing my mind.
It's pretty amazing, right?
It's like they've mapped out the emotional landscape of the entire day through music.
It is.
Yeah.
And this document even gives us a glimpse into this world by introducing a few specific rags.
Okay.
Traditionally performed in the evening, known for its grandeur and heroism.
Ooh, heroic evening rag.
Yeah.
Like it. What else?
Then there's Pyrav, often heard in the morning, inspiring feelings of peace and introspection.
So two completely different vibes just based on the time of day.
Right.
This is way cooler than just picking a song from a playlist.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And we've only just scratched the surface.
Oh, no.
There's Pyravi with its playful and devotional nature, often used in lighter compositions, and Bilawal, considered the king of rags, conveying a sense of purity and auspiciousness.
Man, this document has given us a lot to digest when it comes to rags.
It's a lot to take in.
But what about the other half of this musical equation, the Taal?
Right.
It's all about rhythm, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If rag is the melodic soul of Indian classical music, then Taal is the heartbeat, the rhythmic framework that underpins it all.
Okay.
Imagine a group of musicians, each improvising within the structure of a rag.
Okay.
Taal is what keeps them in sync, what gives their performance structure and cohesiveness.
So it's like the common ground that allows for both individual expression and a shared musical experience.
You got it.
Yeah.
Now, this document focuses on 6 common Taals, each with its own distinct rhythmic cycle, and a set number of beats, kind of like different time signatures in Western music, but way more intricate.
Give me an example. How would I recognize a specific Taal?
Take Teen Taal, the most common Taal in North Indian classical music.
Okay.
With its 16-beat cycle, it's incredibly versatile and provides a solid foundation for longer compositions and improvisations.
Okay.
It's the one you'll hear most often.
So if I hear a piece of Indian classical music, and it's got that driving, steady rhythm, there's a good chance it's in Teen Taal.
You got it.
Okay.
Now imagine a more gentle, flowing rhythm, something that evokes a sense of peace and contemplation.
Okay.
That might be Dadra, a 6-beat cycle, often used in devotional music and lullabies.
Okay, so Dadra is our chill, meditative vibe.
Mm-hmm.
What other flavors of Taal are we working with here?
Well, if you've ever heard that catchy, upbeat rhythm, often used in Bollywood film music, that's likely Kiharwa,
Yeah.
a lively 8-beat cycle known for its infectious energy.
This is so cool. I never realized how much depth and variety there is to something as seemingly simple as rhythm.
And we haven't even touched on the nuances of each Taal, the way they're structured with claps, waves, and finger counts.
Wait.
Yeah.
Claps, waves, and finger counts. You're going to have to explain that one.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let's save that fascinating detail for the next part of our deep dive.
Claps, waves, and finger counts. You can't just drop a tantalizing detail like that and expect me not to need more. It's like you're saying, there's choreography built into these Taals.
You're catching on quickly. It's not exactly choreography in the traditional sense, but you're right. There's a physicality, a way of marking the Taal that goes beyond just hearing it. Remember, Indian classical music is all about that mind-body connection.
Okay, so spill the tea. How do these claps, waves, and finger counts work?
So in Indian classical music, you'll often see the percussionists usually playing the tabla using their hands to keep the Taal. Each beat within the cycle might involve a clap, a wave of the hand, a tap on the drum, or a specific finger count, creating this intricate language of rhythm that's both oral and visual.
That's incredible. So it's like the Taal itself has the physical presence in the performance, a way of drawing the audience into the rhythmic cycle.
Exactly. And it's not just for show. These hand gestures, or bowls as they're called, help the musicians internalize the Taal to feel it in their bodies as they improvise and create music together.
Wow. This deep dive has really opened my ears to a whole new dimension of listening. It's like I've been watching black and white movies my whole life, and you've just introduced me to Technicolor.
I love that analogy, and we've really only scratched the surface with this document. It's provided us with the basic vocabulary and a framework for understanding, but the real magic happens when you experience Indian classical music firsthand.
It's like we've been given a map to this incredible sonic world, but now it's time to start exploring all the hidden pathways and treasures for ourselves.
Precisely. You know, it's something that always stuck with me was the connection between rags and their designated times of day. It makes you think, why are certain rags associated with dawn while others are meant for midnight?
Right. Is it just tradition, or is there something deeper there, like the rag itself reflecting the energy of that specific time?
That's the beauty of it. It invites you to listen not just with your ears, but with your whole being, to connect with the music on a deeper level. As you listen to more Indian classical music, Pay attention to those time associations. See if you can feel the shift in energy the way certain rags resonate with different parts of the day.
What a great note to end on. If this deep dive has piqued your curiosity, dear listener, I urge you go explore. Seek out recordings, find a concert, and experience the magic of Indian classical music for yourself. You won't regret it.